All right. So in tonight's coaching video, I want to teach you guys a little something called DreadGame. I tend to use DreadGame a lot on very hot targets. I'm talking straight 9s and 10s. And just to give you a quick example, right now as we speak, I am gaming a 9, a girl that I had met about a week ago. I met her in a bar, and I met her using the claw, which I've taught you guys in my program, 7 Months to Mastery. I clawed her that night, even as she was surrounded by 5 different guys. I was able to get her attention simply by clawing her, and she literally gave me the Bambi eyes that night. She was like, "Oh my God, who are you?" And she ended up pulling me home. That is how powerful the claw is, by the way. It's so powerful that when it works, it really works, and it makes your entire approach, from approach to close, 1,000 times easier. Okay, so this particular girl, she pulled me, took me home, had sex, and then we went on a date a couple of nights later, and I realized I really like this girl, okay? And it's very rare after a pull that I will want to stay in contact with a girl, especially if she slept with me on the first night. I generally lose interest. Most of you will as well. You'll lose interest in most girls who are willing to sleep with you the first night. It's something in our biology as men, our DNA, where we don't value the girl nearly as much anymore after she sleeps with us on the first night. This is why a lot of girls try to avoid doing that. Okay? And the girls that want to continue dating you will not want to have sex with you on the first night. Okay, but this girl did, and we went on a date, and I realized I really like this girl. Okay, this girl is super smart. She has a doctorate degree, so she's technically a doctor. She has a PhD. She's about late 20s. I want to say 29 years old. So she's right on the cusp of turning 30, but she's still 29. And she's super smart, super gorgeous. If you saw this girl, you would be blown away. Okay, so far the friends of mine that have met her have been like, "Whoa, dude, this chick is something else." She has what we call wow factors. Okay, what's a wow factor? A wow factor is like when a girl has a talent, whether she could play guitar, play piano, she might be in a rock band, she might be, a really great artist where she can paint. So she has something to offer other than her looks. So this girl in particular, her wow factor is her intelligence. She is very highly intelligent. She's actually an engineer for Google. Okay, so she works for Google. She's really high up there. She lives in a luxury condo. She has a gorgeous place, and she has her shit together. So she's not trying to get by on her looks alone like most 9s and 10s out there, right? Most 9s and 10s, they're trying to get by on their looks alone. This girl, no. She's very highly intelligent, and she doesn't just use her looks. However, because she's so high value, not only is she beautiful, but she's highly intelligent, has a great career, and has her shit together. She's super high value. Because of that, she knows that she does not have to settle. Okay, as a matter of fact, the last guy that she was dating was like a senior officer for Microsoft. So, she moves in very socialite type circles. Okay, me, myself, I'm blue collar. I was raised in a blue collar neighborhood. I've done well for myself because I'm a hustler, but I am not like some high level executive at Microsoft or Google. Okay, I'm just a guy who teaches game, who teaches pickup, and I was able to carve out a living for myself doing so. But I met this girl, and I really like her, and this is one of those very unique situations where I am purposely using DreadGame. Basically, what DreadGame is, it's very similar to push-pull, which we teach in pickup, okay? Where you give the girl a little bit, then you pull back. You give her a little bit, and you pull back. You take 1 step forward, 2 steps back. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's basically push-pull. And DreadGame is not much different, okay? DreadGame is the act of where we are going to withdraw our emotional investment from the girl. Why are we going to do that? Okay, we're going to do that to systematically raise our value. Okay, we're going to raise our value by somewhat disappearing for a while, or ghosting her, if you will. right? So we're going to disappear for a little bit, and we're just not going to make ourselves as available. And this is something that is very, very difficult for a lot of guys to do, especially when the girl is good looking, especially if she's like a 9 or 10, which are generally the only ones you really want to use DreadGame on, okay? Because these girls are very high value. They're getting approached left and right, and they have men at their feet, throwing themselves at their feet. So when you come in and you're trying to implement DreadGame on her, you know, a little bit, I mean, if you're not used to doing it, if you've never done it before, you could feel a little bit insecure the first few times. A part of you might feel like you might lose her if you do this, right? If you pull back, like, oh, won't she forget about me? So the situations where DreadGame works the best is where you've already gone out with a girl, you know she likes you, right? But she doesn't like you enough yet to kind of get over that emotional hump where she's really invested in you, where she really values you, where she's no longer seeing you as an object, but she's now seeing you as a person. Okay? And especially with 9s and 10s, this takes a little bit of craftiness, and it takes a little bit of self-control, because again, we're going to be emotionally withdrawing our investment in her, our emotional investment in her. And right now with this girl that I'm seeing right now, who's a straight up 9, it's very, very difficult, because not only is this girl beautiful, but like I said, she's got that wow factor. She's highly intelligent, has a bomb-ass job. She has this luxury condo in the middle of the city. So, I mean, this girl, for me, is technically girlfriend material. She's somebody that I would invest more time in dating. She's somebody that I would bring around my family with ease. Okay, with ease. As a matter of fact, I already told my mom about her. Every now and then when I meet a girl like this that's not only gorgeous but has her shit together outside of her looks, I tell my folks about her. I'm like, oh, there's this girl and I'm going to start dating her seriously, and I really like her. So with this particular girl, just because she's beautiful and she has those wow factors and she's getting hit up left and right by lots of other guys, and I am not the only guy she's dating right now, okay? She doesn't have like a boyfriend, but I am just in her rotation right now. She's trying to feel these guys out to see which one she's going to commit to. And this is very, very typical of very attractive women. As I always teach you guys, these girls are rarely ever going to be completely single. They're always going to be dating somebody, whether it's casually or actually be in a relationship with some guy. They're always going to have somebody. That's just the way it is, because they have those options, right? So she's no different. She has plenty of options. I'm not the only one. The only difference with me and those other guys is I likely have the best game. I'm very confident about that. But with DreadGame, you are basically withdrawing your emotional investment in the girl, and you're causing anxiety in her. You're creating tension. You're creating drama out of thin air. Okay, that's essentially what you're doing, because you want to occupy the girl's mind even more. Okay, you really want to occupy her thoughts, and this is a lot of the reason why I'm doing this with this girl specifically. You know, and you will do this too with specifically very hot girls like 9s and 10s, especially ones that you want to bring into your life and actually date on a regular basis. Okay, you're going to want to implement DreadGame, and you're going to want to occupy her thoughts, because it's very hard to get a hot girl, a beautiful woman, to invest in you emotionally and mentally if you are not occupying her thoughts. If her thoughts are divided into 5, 6, 7 other guys, and you're just another one of those guys, okay? Like I keep telling you guys, you have to separate yourself from the flock. You have to separate yourself from the crowd, okay? And the number one way that you do that, first of all, the most basic way, is you never do what all those other guys are doing. And I guarantee all those other guys in her life are pursuing her. They're acting desperate. They're acting clingy. They're trying to see her as much as possible. And I'm not trying to do that. Okay, and she's told me specifically she has not had a boyfriend in a long time, and I said, do you have something against having a boyfriend? She was like, no, I would love a boyfriend. She was like, I haven't met anyone, and that's not true. Okay, because she's shown me photos of guys she's dated. These guys are very high value. Some are a lot better looking than I am, and I'm like, why wouldn't you want to settle with this guy? He's got money, he's got a kick-ass job, he's got a career, he's got his shit together, and he's good looking. Why wouldn't you settle for this guy? She's like, I'm just not feeling it, you know. And in womanese, I'm just not feeling it means you're being way too needy. You're being way too clingy. So you have to understand that when it comes to DreadGame, it is very important to have the self-control and the self-discipline to not keep pursuing the girl, okay? Not keep pushing when she is not giving you enough ROI, enough return on your investment, okay? It needs to be mutual. She needs to be sending you as many, if not more, IOIs than you are sending her in order for you to gain the upper hand. For me, I play to win, okay? I do not play to not lose, okay? I am not afraid of losing the girl, because a lot of times when you're playing DreadGame, you might think, a lot of times you'll think too, especially if you like the girl, like, oh, I better not push it too far because I might lose her, okay? But if you've done things right, you had a solid approach like I did, and you have enough investment from the girl where she's invested enough to go on dates with you. She shows up at your events like she did mine randomly because you invited her. That's enough investment to start implementing some DreadGame. I mean, she likes you enough to do those things, right? She likes you enough to take the time to get ready to go on a date with you, which this girl did with me. Every time a girl engages in activities that involve you, she is investing in you, okay? She is showing emotional investment in you. But however, especially with these hot girls, there comes a limit where you have to give them room to chase you, okay? You have to give her room to chase. And this is part of DreadGame. You have to give the girl room to chase you. Most guys do not do that. Most guys, their whole game is so beta. Okay, we call it beta game. Most guys work this bitch beta male orbiter game where all they do is push, 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 pursue, 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 call, 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 text, 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 trying to get the girl to change her mind. And as I teach you guys, you cannot change a girl's mind. You can only change what? Her mood. Right? You can only change her mood. And by implementing DreadGame, that's effectively what you're doing. You're trying to change her mood. You're trying to get her to value you more. You're trying to get her to see you as a high value male. You're trying to get her to appreciate you more. You're trying to get her to invest in you more. You're trying to get her to feel that if she doesn't, she could lose you. Okay? Because you're already like pulling back. And the only reason why a person pulls back is because the other person is doing something that they don't like. And the only way to fix it is to stop doing that, right? So the girl I'm seeing right now, like I said, I don't feel like I'm getting enough emotional investment from her, and I totally understand that. I'm not holding it against her. I know she has plenty of options. I know she's a hot girl. I know she's high value, but I also know how to operate in these situations because I've been in them so many times before. I don't take them personal that the girl doesn't want to, spend as much time with me, or she's not valuing me as much as she should. I don't take that stuff personal. I look at her as another target. Okay, as harsh as that is, because really that girl is not looking at you as a person. She's still looking at you as an object. You'll know that she's looking at you as a person when she starts investing in you more, and she stops blowing you off, and she stops neglecting you. Okay, when you first start dating a girl, especially a hot girl, she's going to neglect you a lot in the beginning, because she doesn't know if she should emotionally invest in you. She's got tons of guys hitting her up. Why should she invest in you? What reasons have you given her? And I hear a lot of these guys like bitch and complain online like, oh, this girl, she's just not worth my time. She's just not worth it. Or I'm going MGTOW, whatever. Hey, I get it. I've been in field a long time, many, many years, over 2 decades now. So I definitely get it. But as a professional pickup artist, I just don't take these things personal. I just work solid game like I do. I use the tactics and I use the skills that I teach you. And right now with this girl, she was texting back and forth tonight. And then tonight, like I said, she sent me that message saying, what are you up to? Da-da-da-da, just small talk. And I was very short with her. I was very firm. And I very subtly let her know that I was with another woman, which I was, and that this other woman made the effort to see me, and I chose to spend time with her. And you didn't. You didn't make that effort. So you know what? Keep that up, and I won't be around much longer. I'm letting her know, like, hey, I'm not so desperate where, just because you text me, I'm going to be like begging to come over your place. I'm going to be begging to come over to your condo. No, I don't play that. Okay, neither should you. Value yourself, gentlemen. Value yourself. You have to value yourself, because if you don't value yourself, why should the girl? Most of the girls you meet that are 9s and 10s are not going to have much wow factors. They're not going to have any talent outside of their looks. Okay, this girl in particular that I'm talking about right now, she's a unique situation. I come across these type of girls every now and then, but not every day, where they're a hot girl, 9 or 10, and they have the wow factor. Like I said, whether they can, they're talented at painting, or they can sing, or they can play guitar or play the piano, or they're highly intelligent. Like this girl, she graduated from MIT. Crazy, right? Insane. You have to be super smart to get in MIT. Again, I mean, if you want to get the girl to emotionally invest in you, and you feel like she's being neglectful towards you, or she's trying to friend zone you, which is the ultimate DLV, demonstration of lower value, don't keep pushing. Don't keep pursuing this girl. Pull back. Okay? Pull back. Implement a little bit of DreadGame. Okay? Slow things down a bit. Don't be in such a hurry to have sex with her. Okay? And this is very, very anti-pickup artist advice. A lot of the top pickup guys, they'll tell you, no, you got to get the clothes. Get the clothes as quickly as possible. And I understand that. I'm not against that. Okay? I'm for that. But they don't tell you that there are situations like this where the girl, like, you've already done as much pushing as you could possibly do. Okay? All you've done is push, push, push with this girl. Call, call, call. Text, text, text. There's only so much you could do, to the point where, you've lowered your value so much that you can't come out of that anymore. Because every time you text a girl and she doesn't return your text, your value goes lower. Okay? You lower your own value. Every time you call that girl, leave her a message, she doesn't respond, you're lowering your value. And this is such a common mistake I see guys make. Okay? Like I said, you push, push, push. You're not getting any IOIs back from the girl, but you keep pushing, thinking you can change her mind. Like I said, you will never change a girl's mind. Stop trying to do that. You can only change her mood. Stop trying to rely on this old blue pill social dating narrative that you were raised with, thinking that you can change a girl's mind. You can't. You can only change her mood. And when it comes to girls that are invested in you, at least somewhat, where they've hung out with you and they've spent time with you, it might not even be a girl you just started dating. It could be a girl who's friend zoned you. Okay, a girl who's friend zoned you, who uses you as an emotional tampon to cry about the alpha males that are hurting her. Right? It could be a girl like that you can systematically work DreadGame on, and you could start withdrawing yourself emotionally to the point where she's like, hey, how come he's not around for me anymore? What's he doing? What's he up to? Did he meet somebody? Is there somebody better looking than me that he's interested in? You want her thinking these things. Okay? You want her feeling these things, because this is the only way she's going to appreciate you guys. This is the only way she's going to develop those sexual feelings for you. And if you're already dating her and you've already gotten physical with her, like I have with this girl in particular, by implementing DreadGame, she will see you as more valuable, because you're not this little bitch boy beta orbiter like all the other guys in her life who are just constantly pursuing her. You're showing her that you have the balls to pull back. You're showing her that you have self-control. You're showing her that you don't need her vagina that bad. And effectively, what you're demonstrating to her is something we call masculine polarity. Masculine polarity. That's what you're demonstrating. You're demonstrating that you have a backbone, that you have balls, that you have options, you have a life, and it doesn't revolve around her. And when you demonstrate that to a girl, it's very, very, very attractive. It's very, very powerful. Okay, and in a nutshell, that is what DreadGame is. DreadGame is the act of pulling back emotionally, pulling your emotional investment from the girl. All those times she got used to your calls and your texts and your voicemails and your emails and hearing from you and all your little Instagram likes, all of a sudden that stops. Done. You disappear, right? You ghost her. You ghost her for a little while, just to let her know, hey, your life doesn't revolve around her. You've got a life, and it's a good one. And there are other women out there besides her, other hotter women, younger women. You don't need her. So that's what DreadGame is, and I'm going to end this coaching video here. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell up top so you get notified every time a new video is released. And if you have not yet done so,